Hi, this is Mel. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Today we're going to do another ghost story, and this is Unintentional Spirit Calling number 3. Story number 3. So, Joss and Rena was looking for a home for a long time. They've been everywhere looking for a home. They were living in a city and they had 4 children, and their house was very tiny, just like city houses. So, as they're looking for a home, they also didn't enjoy living in a city because life was very hectic and children were always sick due to all kinds of pollution and bad food. So Joss and Rena always used to say that they wish they live in a village. So then Rena used to take care of a lady, and Joss used to work in the post office. He used to deliver letters, postman. So they've been doing their job for quite some time, and they were very good worker, honest, good workers. So, as their children were growing up, they needed bigger space, but they couldn't afford it in the city, and they lived in just a 2 bedroom apartment where they shared, and there were 6 people, but the landlord was nice enough to let them stay. So some kids had to sleep in the living room, another 4 kids slept in one room, and sometimes kids slept in parents' room. So somehow they were managing because they didn't have much choice. The money wasn't so much. So the lady Nina was taking care. The lady passed away, and then she found out that the lady had one son, and she gave the house in the city to the son, and in her will she left the house in the countryside in Lena and her husband's name. So she was really thrilled that she finally got a house, and this house was 4 bedroom and 2 bathroom, big house, in the village. Need a little bit repair though because there was this lady's house, and she came to the city to be with her son, and at least near her son, but then she didn't get the opportunity to go back anymore. So as Lena and her husband just got the house, and the children were very excited to go to a new house, so they went and they started their new life into that house. The house needed a lot of repairs, and so Joss, on his days off, he did repair, and Nina did as much as she could fixing up the house. But they were happy, at least there were more space. So as they were living in the house had a lot of like weird things going on. Lot of health problems children started having, and things would fall down, things fall from the cupboards will open and close at night, doors swing open at night. Lot of weird things happening because the house was empty for a long time, nobody lived there, it was locked. So when they went, they had to do a lot of cleanups and painting and this that, but still, and they did a lot of prayers in the house, but nothing seemed to help. But Lena was getting attacked at night severely by this thing which was in home, and they all pretty much knew, but at this point they didn't have a choice because they didn't want to go back to their 2 bedroom house, or probably there was no place to go back to because that landlord was actually could have gotten in trouble for letting 6 people stay in that 2 bedroom apartment. So they had no choice but to make the place good. So then, as they were living, a lot of weird things happening. And then what happened is Joshua's mother wanted to come to visit Lena, and she was living in the city all by herself, and she lived in a small, very tiny little place. So she said that she had nobody, and then Lena and Joshua thought that the house was big, there were 4 kids, they could always use 2 extra hands and a person being there. And children would love to be with their grandma since she was all alone. Before they couldn't keep her because they were themselves living in 2 bedroom with 6 people. Landlord would just throw them out, another extra person. So now they don't have a problem. So the mother came, mother-in-law, Joss's mother, Lena's mother-in-law, but she was a very nice, quiet lady. So as she came, then she started. Actually, she was very religious. She used to pray to God, do her prayers and all that. So she started doing prayers all day long, prayer ceremony. And so as she came, she actually saw the ghost several times, and she warned Josh and Lena that there were this evil ghost in there, like poltergeist, evil ghost in there, the soul of evil ghost. The place was empty for a long time, and they usually go and stay. And it seems like since it was empty, so that some homeless people came and lived there. Some of them probably died, and then I guess something happened and there, so that's why the bad soul in there. So then the mother started praying and clearing up the aura and doing a lot of house blessing and this and that. So then Lena and Joshua and the children felt much relief, and they were not seeing that many incidents of things dropping or doors slamming or somebody knocking in the walls and things like that. So mother was actually watching over the house and watching everything, but then it seemed like the evil spirit was there, actually didn't like the mother. So the mother got sick, the spirit went in bothering the mothers and went to the mother's body. And she would say that the spirit's bothering her a lot, but she didn't want to leave the place because she wanted to protect the family since the spirit got her and it left everybody else alone. So then, but eventually her fragile body gave up and she passed away. So, but even if she passed away, somehow the spirit was gone from that place, because after she passed away, any of the incidents stopped happening, because after she passed away, she didn't have a body, so she could protect the place better. Then Joshua's and Lena's son, they were almost 18-year-old. They have 4 children. So one was 18, one was 16, one was 10, one was 12. So the one was 18. He was dating, so he brought his girlfriend to home to introduce his parents. And his parents were old fashioned, but the girl was really nice. She was a very sweet girl and very polite, nice. So the parents liked the fact the girl is really nice and she came from a good family. So they were like, okay, at least he picked a nice girl, but they just told, remember, you guys need to finish your college and get into your career before you do marriage and children and all that, because you don't want to destroy your life. So they understood that. They were like really good friends. And then the girl came, and then the girl said that who's that elderly lady standing in the kitchen and watching over us. She smiled at me and she is so sweet to me. And she explained the lady. And then Lena and Joshua said, their son Vic, the older son Vic, also said that's her grandma, and she passed away. So how did you see her? And she said, no, she's here. I saw her walking around the kitchen, putting away dishes, and I saw her smiling at me, and she was waving at me. She was very sweet, and said, wow, then mother is really here and watching over us. And then they realized no wonder this ghostly behavior and all the things dropping, people getting sick, people getting injured, banging on the walls, all have stopped totally because she is staying and protecting us. And the girl, um, Deepika, wasn't scared at all. She said she seemed like very nice person, and she smiled and she was putting away dishes, and she just so happy and content, like she wasn't evil or anything, and she really liked her. So they found the house now nice and charming, and they started doing a lot of work in the house and lived there happily ever after while their mother stayed with them protecting their house. So there is a life after death, and some people chooses to use that life to do good things for others, protect others, and some chooses to do evil things. It depends on who were in what kind of circumstances before, and what was the reason for their death, and what were they doing while they're alive in this world. So it's all very connected, very interesting, and there's more to it than our eyes meet. Our eyes and ears and our senses can see, hear things maybe 1% of what's in this world, like 99% we cannot see. But we might be able to see a little bit more if we are more religious, honest, good person. Then we can see more and open up to more possibilities of things that are there, and see them and hear them and feel their vibration. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll see you with many more. Bye bye.